there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Civil War mod. So, there's not many nations left to play as, but one of them is, as you might be able to tell, the Netherlands. So someone suggested the Netherlands try to go ahead and reclaim New Amsterdam, which is a really strange scenario. But what if the Netherlands came back to take back what's theirs? It hasn't been theirs in, I don't know, a few hundred years, but here we are. And yeah, without further ado, I think we'll jump into the battle. The Dutch don't have that many different units. They have this one, the Dutch Regulars, which is the unit I have the most of. Then they have the Royal Marshals, which are these guys over here, and the cavalry, which they look just like the Dutch marshals, kind of like the light infantry of standard vanilla Empire Total War. Cannons look just like the British. I feel as though everyone but the Americans, their artillery crew kind of looks like this. We got the general up here, which is basically one of the line infantrymen, surrounded by Dutch marshals. But that's the units, and here's the battlefield. It's actually a famous American Civil War battlefield, or it's made after one. And maybe you guys can guess which one it is. I've asked you for a few other ones, so maybe you can guess which this one is. I've actually remember playing this one a 2v2 where I actually had players to play against. Like real humans is what I mean. But that was quite a while ago for my American Civil War battle series. Gonna march these guys up, gonna march up the cavalry. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this battle, this is the second time I'm playing this because the first one crashed, so I kinda know what mistakes not to make, and one mistake I did last time around was I pushed way too far forward, or maybe I didn't move quickly enough in the start. But I moved forward a bit too quick, which meant that part of my army got stuck without support, and the American cavalry on its own was able to send away one of my cannons. A whole battalion, or not a battalion, a whole brigade, as I styled them, with 3 units. So a whole brigade was sent away in the cannons, and both my cavalry units, because it kind of turns out that my cavalry is not comparable to the US cavalry. So even though I've given them 2 extra chevrons, they cannot stand toe to toe with the American cavalry. So I think it might be best to have them use the kind of dragoon ability of ride up and deploy on foot. So we're gonna try to stop the enemy by holding up them right here. The key is to have the infantry come really soon afterwards. But otherwise I'm gonna try to deploy the same kind of way I did last time around. So I placed the 12-pounder over here, since it's further in on the map. Then I placed the 24-pounder over here. So because of the range difference, it's better to have the 12-pounder closer inland, and also I think that the 12-pounder is, well, the 24-pounder is more important a unit than the 12. We're gonna drag the line like so, and this like so. Oh, look at that! 3rd New Jersey, John Buford, and we got, I think, another cavalry unit moving over there. So I want to be able to quickly turn these guys around if necessary to shoot down the enemy. So it's just John Buford, but it might be enemy cavalry. One thing that's bad, of course, with the deploying the cavalry like this is I'm not going to have them as rapid response in case... Oh, we're receiving some fire. I don't want to fire them at them until they get closer. They're probably going to try to flank me. Oh, there's 2 units. Okay, that's close enough. We'll have them open fire. Oh shit, they're gonna be mobbed from all sides. Do I have my infantry close by? One soldier. Shit, this is gonna go bad. This is gonna go just as bad as last time. I kinda wanna order them to remount their horses, but it's way too late now. Come on, give! I want everyone to fire. Come on, before they charge. Yes! But it's not enough to break them, I don't think. Cannons are here. Dutch Marshal and the line infantry are here. Line up. Line up. Line up. Can I deploy this cannon? I kinda need to. And let's see, all the infantry battalions are lining up at this point. The cavalry unit is holding on foot. And hopefully I'll get these guys in order quick enough. God damn it. Ooh. I think the Dutch marshals... Crap. Well, the cavalry actually did do their job. They held off. Back on their horses though, because well, the enemy cavalry moved over here. So I kind of saved myself, or I did a lot better this time around. We might still lose this unit, which is entangled against US cavalry. Right, nice. The 24 pounder is up and going. What I want to do is another mistake I think I made was that I deployed infantry units in front of the cannon, so I couldn't use canister once they got close. And since it's a howitzer, you kind of want that sort of arc of fire. Does that even make sense? I want these 2 units out to the side. And given how many troops I have in between those cannons, I think we'll put you as reserve. And then we can drag this line out once the enemy cavalry is defeated. They sent away 1 of my infantry units. Hurry! I told you to fire, not to move forward. Jesus Christ, that could have gone bad. Luckily, they actually moved back. We've got 1 battalion in tight formation being able to send these guys off. And now we're gonna deploy them in between the cannons. Or they're gonna line up like this. And I want these guys to open fire. Hopefully send away the cavalry. Which seems to have worked, and we're kind of building a line at this point. So a bit hectic there in the start, but it looks like it's starting to work now. It's starting to work. It's coming together. It's going a lot better this time around because I've only lost 1 unit. Last time I lost an entire bloody brigade. We're gonna have this brigade in reserve as well. What we might do is with this Dutch Marshal, these guys probably not going to be able to hold my flank, so we put these guys on the flank. The Dutch Marshals, kind of my elite units, will hold the flank. I'll push 1 cavalry somewhere in the center, in this dead ground right here, probably pretty good. And this one be in the flank right here. So we got our line drawn through the countryside. Last time around we had an enormous battle back and forth here with an Irish brigade, which held off really well, I must say. And also, let's see if I can find that again, there was a Polish brigade, which I don't think we've seen before, and they had kind of funny hats. Where are the funny hat Polish people? Kind of easy to spot them because they had such... Is this them? Polish Legion! Here we go. So they have those typical... God, if I can pronounce the hat. Oh, what's this? Wait, my general? Oh. My general was taken out. Well, that's a great blow, so... We can count on possibly my units routing a lot easier and not being able to come back as easy. I have given the enemy loads of mortars as well, but I guess they're off far over here. Yes, there they are. So I don't know if they're gonna be able to fire on me. And one of the mistakes I made last time around as well, because of the chaos and the fact that I lost a brigade over here, was that I centered my defense in a very small area, which means that the enemy could just pile on loads of troops in a small area. I don't know, maybe that was a plus, because that meant that at the same time they couldn't really use their superior numbers to defeat me. Given the range the enemy is at this point, I think it might be better to switch to canister and break down the enemy that way. Because I don't know if the Dutch units are actually that good. Or like, because of course the Union is one of like the main factions that they spend a lot of time on. And the Dutch barely has any units. So they're kind of thrown together without any sort of, without the same kind of thought process. I think we have the possibility here of kind of fanning this unit out, because they have, just as I do that, I notice that there's a cavalry unit out there which could swing around, but maybe they're not that clever. So looks like the Union is focusing a lot of troops here, which is clever, because if you look at the ups and downs here, if they manage to put a lot of troops in one of these gullies, it would be hard for me to focus a lot of fire down upon them. This unit, I can see that this unit is suffering a lot of casualties. And red-legged devils moving forward. I'm hoping my canister is super effective, but I actually doubt it. It's gonna be effective if they get really close. There's so many units over here, so I think rather than focus on this unit, if we turn cannons to this side, I think we can do a lot better. They're coming really close. One of the things also is it's probably good to be ready with ready to countercharge the enemy, either with cavalry or with infantry, just to make sure that you. So we might see a big break here, so it could be good. Let's see, where am I on cavalry? To chase these guys down, because these guys will rally and come back at us again. Let's see. Order canister. Fire if you please. Oh, they did. They have already fired. Oh, now they're firing. Let's see. Okay, we have a major rout of enemy troops. Let's see if my cavalry can ride through here. It's going to be a little bit difficult. But looks like they're doing it. So they're through. And We're gonna see about chasing down the American troops over here. If they're getting at these guys, which are now hiding in the dead ground. But the important part is not to stand and fight these guys, it's to chase down the enemies. Jesus Christ, they're putting up a lot of troops to attack us there. Continue the charge over here. My Dutch troops are surprisingly holding quite well, given that we are more or less facing 2 full stacks of enemy troops coming at us. The cannons on this field here is ripping up holes. Somehow they managed to get the Cameron Highlander volunteers for both the different armies to line up in the same kind of area. Can we get some shots to kind of pass over into this one? That would be nice. Oh, they're charging. No, it looks like the cannons are overrun, and I doubt we'll be able to save them. And that kind of splits the line right in half. It looks like my allies are kind of holding them back, but that means this battalion right here is going to have to pull back, and I want the cavalry over here. So this battalion is now going to pull back, and this one is now at risk. Its flank is being turned. My cavalry, I kind of forgot about them. They're still going pretty strong. Charge the Polish in the back. Okay, hold fire because you're firing right at the cavalry right now. Okay, so we have kind of a massive break as the enemy has broken our center. Let's see if we can get these guys back. I do have these reserves. Let's see. Do I want to hold this piece here? You know what? No. We're gonna redraw the new line here to here. And everyone kind of on this side will retreat. These guys will have to hold a little bit longer just so these guys get in place. Bloody hell. Our cavalry was sent away and enemy cavalry has turned up. I want bloody canister to blow that cavalry unit away. Otherwise, this side is at risk of breaking. Fire! No! I guess they bugged out just ahead of time. Come on, come on, come on, get that cannon going. There! Boom! You fired over them though. This unit needs to be replaced. Do I have anyone to replace them with? No, I don't actually. Right, everyone here, back. The unit here at the extreme end, you need to hurry over here because those Polish guys are gonna rip through us if they start opening fire. The general doesn't matter that much. I mean, he's dead already, so why doesn't this unit move out and try to help us over here? Okay. Actually fire at something useful. Ooh, oh, they're firing at this unit. Okay, time for you to retreat. Ooh, cavalry. I'm probably gonna need you as reserves in the center. Hopefully we can break these. They've counter-charging in the center. Coming back at us for a second attack. We're holding off with the new line. But there's a lot of Union infantry coming this way. And it looks like this brigade has been saved. This unit's gonna come. Okay, so god damn it, this unit routed. Looks like the Polish not gonna be able to break through, so we push these guys here where they're needed to reinforce. Let's have the general make sure the Poles don't come back. And this unit definitely needs to turn. to be able to face these guys. And you need to find a new target, as we've got heavy artillery battalion. It's an elite unit coming straight at you guys. So turn those bloody guns. And yes, fire overhead of the enemy unit. Ooh, that one though. Blew a hole in the line. We actually got a lot of Union troops retreating all over the place. And I've got a lot of reserves in this point because we saved the units out here. Let's put one of the Dutch marshals out here to make sure that unit gets wiped out. Get my cavalry over here. I want to sweep around now and get rid of the howitzers and the cannons. There's still kind of a lot of Americans out here. They're still fighting a little bit against my AI allies, but they're sent away. So we got these guys as reserve. We'll keep them behind line in case. And then the rest of the general's bodyguard and the cavalry can sweep around and start trying to get at those cannons. Given that the range has changed, I think it's safe for us to start using the canister shot again. Not the canister, the shrapnel shot. Towards the Slavic volunteers and the Irish brigade. We're holding on. Right, cavalry. Where is the artillery? It's over here. Go for those. And the shrapnel seem to have sent a large part of the enemy force away, leaving only the Irish brigade to cover their retreat. Oh shit, are they aiming for... They're aiming for my massed infantry. That's not good. Right, spread out a little bit. Those Irish, they're holding on. I kind of don't want to leave my battle position too much. I'm gonna send the general just over here to try and deal with them. And then we'll have the Dutch cavalry get rid of those two howitzers. And here comes the rest of the Dutch bodyguard. And the Iron Brigade, or the Irish are reforming to face them. But it's too much for them. Not the unit, but all the men they've already lost and all the cannon fire that's coming their way. And it looks like we're gonna get both these cannons. Or enough of it. I guess the thing though is the real difficult point is these mortars. These could kinda do a lot of damage to us, so I'm gonna get after them. I guess we cut these guys not at all to size whatsoever. Didn't kill anyone, more or less. Round shot. And for these. Given that I have the superior numbers now, we can get loads of troops here, swing around on that side. Get loads of troops down here, swing around from the church side, and get rid of them. Sounds like a plan. And the bodyguard is just here harassing everyone. Crazy Dutchman. Oh no, oh, they were shot by these. I was sure they were shot by friendlies. because they moved too close. Hopefully these guys are able to arrive before the mortars burn them to a crisp. This guy's on fire. Let's see. Okay, so these... Didn't I send 3 units over here? Yeah. Deploy along this road. But I think the fight might be over before there, because they're coming straight for us right here. And then these 3 will deploy out in the field. We'll see how far the enemy wants to come, or how close they want to come. Oh, they're gonna stand and fire on the other side? I kind of want to counter-charge. 20th Maine. What is that funny unit? 16 New York Volunteers. What kind of silly hats do you guys have? Dutch counter-charge. Chase them. Continue the charge through them. Look, they're doing it. They're charging down the Americans. I want full-on charge. Get rid of all of them. And looks like my cavalry did not make it to the mortars. Which is a big concern, because if cavalry is not able to get there, how's my infantry gonna be able to do that? The flank was kinda useless. Or it wasn't needed, maybe is the right word, because my infantry has just countercharged. And got rid of all of them. And now the Pennsylvania Volunteers are the next to fall. With so many Dutchmen coming against them, I doubt they will stand. I mean, they could switch those cannons behind them to fire canister and sacrifice the Pennsylvania Volunteers. Everyone, go for the cannons. Let's see, my cavalry. Nope, they did not make it. They kinda didn't even get close. What I can hope for is, damn, those bloody volunteers. I thought I would have cut through these guys like butter within seconds. But it took quite a lot from us. I think though, I'm hoping though, that we'll have so many more men than the enemy that the mortars will have no other choice than to surrender to us. Because I could see a prolonged battle where the mortars progressively just kill every one of my infantry units trying to get at them. Oh, they're trying to mount up the cannons and try to save them. Shoot down that general. Who is it? It's Sherman. Oh, look at that. You could clearly see the Sherman shot that guy right there. However, I don't think it's going to go too well for Sherman. Sherman just shot another one. God damn it. Someone shoot that guy. He shot 2 of our men. And then just rides off. Bloody bastard survived all of that. Right, so it looks like we're finally within position to actually get rid of these bastards. And I didn't lose a single unit, I think, but I lost quite a few. I lost quite a few men on the way here. We've got one mortar shell landing right there, and you can see they are all focusing in on this regular unit, which are walking through the flames. Oh, this one just got hit to the point where it's broken. Could have been a mine though, laying in the road. Oh, so they gave up really without a fight in the end, but there we have it. The Dutch were victorious, even though we lost kind of a lot of men. With that said, let's go and check the statistics of this battle. And here we have the deployment, so we can see that my side deployed about what? I have 5,000, so that's 6,250, something like that. 252 to be exact. And the enemy deployed, well, if you count this up, that's about 8,000 men roughly. I'm surprised that I killed 3,400 men. I lost about 2,000, so half my army. It sort of counts wrong. This is the friendly army. They at least killed more than they suffered. And yeah, that's about as much as we can say here. It's kind of hard to try and calculate. We lost, enemy killed. It's kind of hard to calculate friendly fire when there's multiple people. Dutch general, there in the end, they got actually quite a few kills. But I still really like the fact when Sherman rides up and he gets both those shots. He cocks his revolver and just shot that Dutchman. Dutch cavalry, but then again they chase down a lot of troops. Not entirely sure, because they're not like specific units like the 46th or whatever. It's hard to tell which one is which, but we can see that this one lost about a third, but inflict 431 damage. Cannon, the 12-pounder did actually more. Oh, it wasn't that big of a difference, but it did more than the 24-pounder. And then the 24-pounder was with the battle till the end, and the 12-pounder died quite early in the battle. So that kind of puts that on an end, because the 24-pounder was more expensive. I think it might have been better to bring 12-pounders, because their canister has a more direct arc and doesn't sort of lob over the enemy troops like that. Probably would have been more effective. Seeing as that, and also with all the trees covering the battlefield, means that the shells coming from above were not that effective, and the fact that I knew from playing the battle once before that the enemy were gonna come in very close to us. And I mean, it wasn't as bad as the battle that crashed, but we can see that there were quite a few units that weren't deployed to the best of their ability. This one was sent away with only 6 units, same with the cavalry, and this Dutch marshal, that was, I mean, I say an elite unit, but the difference in usually when I count it in and when I look at the elite units is what kind of accuracy they have, and a normal line infantry has 45. The Dutch marshals has 46, so it's not that much of a elite, quote-unquote elite unit. But yeah, there we have it. Well, at this point I think I've basically run out of things to do, and everyone's probably wondering where the Bavarian campaign is, so we'll get to grips with that really soon. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this battle. I've seen that my views have kind of skyrocketed. I did the previous month, when I started posting these battles and stuff, I received about twice as many views as I normally get. So I think I Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but about twice as much. So you seem to like these a lot. But yeah, hopefully you liked this one as well. Goes out to all the Dutch people there. You ain't much, but you won here. The Dutch, they ain't much. Normally I think they say it the other way. If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. You can spin it around to if you're Dutch, you ain't much. Anyways, hope you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!